Japan FL Rob with Reviewing It All, and today I just want to make one thing clear. This is going to be a long review because, one, this is probably one of my favorite lines recently. Actually, I've been in love with this line since probably, I would say, probably in around 2003, 2004, up till now. And I love everything that comes from this line. It is Bandai's Soul of Chogokin GX-61 Daioja. So, Daioja sitting right in front of us, the box. And I just wanted to say that the Soul of Chogokin series is probably for more of the hardcore buyers, hardcore collectors. And just it brings back so many fond memories of all those animes and cartoons that we grew up as kids, if we were lucky to get to see them. My case, I just love big fucking robots, and that's it. Now, Daioja, if you look at a lot of the specs on it, as I said, just look them up and you'll see these are not like, okay, 10 feet tall or 20 feet tall. These things are like 200 feet tall or 50 feet tall. These things are huge, big robots, and I love that. As I say, you know, I was born in the age of robots. So, back in the 70s, starting off with Mazinger Z, or known in America as Transor Z. What we're seeing right here is these are the three components that make up Daioja, and really an amazing looking piece. Real quick, there we go with the top of the box, with the side of the box, which let me get that in the frame for everybody so everybody can see it. There we go. And the other side of the box, which we have a picture with Daioja ready to go into battle, and the three robots that can form them. Now, I apologize because I don't know the names of these guys, so we're just going to go by red, blue, and dark blue. Or red, blue, and big guy, because he's a big guy. And, yeah, I know, that's unprofessional, you should learn the names. Well, yeah, I would learn the names, but, yeah. I don't know Japanese. So, it doesn't really matter to me if it's a cool, awesome figure. And the other thing, too, is the whole Soul of Chogokin label. It's just, when you see what I'm talking about, you'll understand. So we'll go to the back now of the box, which, as you guys can see, this is just gorgeous. I'll focus in on each of the little things that I wanted to show you, but we have the red one, and I don't know why this is, okay, there we go, and there is the blue one, and then there's the big guy. And then underneath, a lot of Japanese that I cannot read. And then on this, right here in the center, we have Daioja getting ready to just kick some butt with his huge big sword. And I'm telling you, that is one hell of a big sword. And we have a shot up here with like an action shot of them combining. Some other pictures of different weapons that he can use. And then, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Like, the extra parts that they give, and then they give you a stand, which actually you can use this as a display for the weapons, or you can just use it as a back piece, because this symbol, excuse me, this symbol is basically what, you know, it's their symbol for them. So, as you can see, it's over in his chest plate over here. So, that's his symbol. But otherwise than that, I mean, this is just so far an amazing piece at just some of the stuff. So, let's get on with it, and I'm going to get rid of the box and I'm going to just show you really quickly that Soul Chogokin figures are known for this, and they all come in a styrofoam box. But you just don't get one. You just don't get a styrofoam box. You get a number of things. So you get, you get the styrofoam box, which these are in, and then you also get numbers of trays with accessories. So I got one here, which is some extra accessories, and then I have another one here that has more accessories, and then I have a huge one over here that has the, oh geez, it has the humongous weaponry and such. And then you got your stand right here, or your display stand for the weaponry and whatnot. But yeah, tons of pieces, tons of extra fists, tons of face plates. Well, some of them come with one, some of them come with two. So I'll be right back with the robots, and we'll go through them, and then I will do the transformation off camera, and then I will show you the finished product, because as we know, when it gets to something this big, I can't freaking do a transformation. We'll be here for 7 freaking years. So, I'll be right back. And here they are, the 3 components that form Daioja. And, I tell you, awesome figures. They all range about 8 inches each. A little bit less, maybe. Yeah, a little bit under. Some of them are a little different. Some are about 8. Some of them are a little less than 8. But they're all about 8-inch figures. And they're going to just produce this huge figure. The engineering on them is just amazing of what I read in the book. So, when I speak about the book, I speak about the instruction booklet that all Soul of Chogokin come with, and which is really cool is the cover actually is kind of like a little poster almost. So that's really a nice little touch and pretty awesome. You get a whole bunch of different things. You get a bio on the story and such, which, like I said, unless you know Japanese and who the characters are that control each robot, but each one's with the red and such, and just a little bit of story, a little bit of different kind of art schematics, if you want to call them, or blueprints for the figure. Some of the cool weapons that they have. Now, sadly, not every single weapon came with this set, but they got it pretty darn close. But I could be wrong, because I haven't gone through every single one. But, yeah, some other pictures here. So, I mean, we got some really awesome stuff in this, and it just goes on with how many parts and all the instructions. Very nicely detailed, very nicely illustrated on how to transform him and combine him into this huge robot. And they even give you instructions on how to put up the diorama perfectly. So, really awesome. Great. Every time I get one of those, it's always fun to look at them, just to look at the pictures and such. So, the articulation is insane. So what I'm about to do is show you every little articulation. So we'll start off with the red one, which he actually forms the head, and he also forms like the upper shoulders. He has this great little sheath for his sword, as you can see, all chromed out, beautifully detailed. Let me get up closer on this guy for you. But beautifully detailed from the face sculpt to everything. Just awesome. He does not have too much articulation in the head because of, the big shoulder things, but they were trying to keep that samurai look for him. The swords, the weapons alone are just completely, just flawless paint apps. If it would just focus. There we go. So you can just see, and the chrome is just awesome. And there I am. Hello! And yeah, mirror chrome finishes for all of them, and all the weapons fit perfectly, you know, no problems whatsoever. Now these are made a lot. These have a lot of metal in them. That's the reason why they're called Soul of Chogokin, because Chogokin is the Japanese. Actually, in Japanese, it would go as super alloy. So, but all your joints, most of the joints, like underneath the legs and up here in the chest area, is all die-cast metal. So this is all die-cast. There we go. This is all die-cast up in here, all here. Most of the joints, like that connect to the arms, all metal. The legs are all die-cast metal. So, well, not the legs, but the joints in the legs. So, metal back here, metal. It's kind of mostly the outer skin here, but that's all metal, and this might even help too. I think this is metal. Yeah, this is metal. I do not think this is metal, but yeah, he has not too much metal on him, but I tell you, he's just good to the touch, just to keep in your hands. For articulation, this is actually one of the great things about the engineering of them. You think that he might not have no arm movement, but actually this whole thing is on a swivel ball, as you can see, kind of like a gear of some sort, and this will actually follow it and swing around it. So we got in and out, we got rotation here. I think no rotation there, but we got bend at the elbow. We have spin in the arm, in the hands, and we also have the hands that open and a thumb that is on its own little peg that goes up and down. That kind of rotates. For the legs, we got nice ratchet crank. For the thighs, no ratchet, but nice bending. He can put his he can put his leg out all the way if he wanted to. Not too much height, but I mean, you do get, so you can put it into some cool poses. Legs do spread outward, so you get some really cool poses there. Ankle on a ball joint, and actually, as you can see, all metal right there. So this whole piece is metal, and yeah, that's about it. So I mean, awesome figure. Actually, this face, you can actually change the face, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Alright, so let's get to our next victim here. I'm going to go for, let's see, let's go for this guy, the big one. So, as you can see, mammoth creature, dark, nice green on the shield that he has. Again, same with the hands, thumb that rotates, and the fingers all open in one swing. So they're not on separate joints. It's just this middle joint that is connected by two fingers, and basically he has like that bend, and they're very tight, so that's a good thing in one sense. He has his big ball iron mace kind of thing, and just with a spiky pommet. I think this is called a pommet, but it has a spiky thing, you know, screw you up big time, fuck you up majorly. So with him, metal on the legs, metal joints down here. These all right here are metal. This is plastic. The joints in here are metal. This is all metal up here. He's probably the one that has the most metal, it seems. Great sculpt of the face. Rotation, same thing with that kind of like that gear that it slides around. But he has rotation in the arm, rotation in the bicep, bends at the elbow, and rotation in the 360 degrees, if you want to say, in the wrist for the hand. So, leg comes out, I think, about this much. Not really more anymore that I see, but he does come out that much. And nice ratchet on the knees, and as I said, a ball joint on the ankle. Alright, sorry about that, it was my wife. You know, the wife comes, the wife comes. And finally, let's get to the light blue one, which he actually becomes like the waist, the stomach, and the crotch area. Cool, kind of like, I wouldn't say this is a trident, but like a double, just an axe, some kind of odd shaped looking cool axe or spear. Really, just the chrome apps are just awesome. So, and with him, he comes with a blaster, and you can actually put that in hand, just like all of them have. The same joint on the fingers, double. It's hooked by two fingers, so the joint is 2 fingers. Come on, focus. There we go. It's 2 fingers that are hooked in, and then it just kind of like a crab kind of claw, and then the thumb is on a small little peg kind of rotation thing. So, but he does hold his gun very nicely. Yeah, they measure out everything just perfectly when they do this. And there he goes. He got his gun. So he's ready to go. And the gun doesn't rub into anything, and it actually holds very nicely. So that's the gun. And as I said before, metal content for him is all on the waist. Probably the whole entire chest piece is it, and plus you have joints down here and joints down here that are metal. For the feet, they're on this kind of plastic rotation thing. This peg actually will swivel back and forth, and he has forward and back kind of ankle movement. Then the knee is on a ratchet joint, and the legs are actually kind of hindered. They just go up about this much, but it's kind of a double joint too for the knee. That's another thing I forgot I wanted to just mention. So he has like 2 different ways he can bend his knee. So not too bad. Whoops, we lost the gun there. Just take that out and put that there, and then pop this out too. This is the one thing that scares me. This peg's so tight, and it's so small. So, I mean, you know, and you gotta poke it into here, and this panel actually is just held by like a small peg right in there. So, but I mean, these toys aren't meant to be like, hi, I'm gonna play with them 24/7. Yeah, I mean, you wanna always, you know, right after I'm done recording this, I'm gonna probably wipe them all down with a microcloth, because as I said, these will, you know, you're paying, what, $300 for this sucker? You know, for this whole entire set of these 300 bucks. I mean, you're going to want to give a little care. The only downside that I have with this is when it came, there was a scratch on the chest, and up at his head, right there, there's a scrub of like silver paint that came off. So, I mean, that's the only complaint that I have. The other thing is, with him, all his metal is also inside. Like, there are pieces, like these are metal, all the arm joints, and then inside there's just this big huge hunk of like engineering of piece of metal. And let me see if I can bring it down for you and show you real quick. So what we got to do is we got to bring this up, and then this comes out like this, and then I got to keep his head just perfect. Don't want to rip him apart, but yeah, it's all the way down. This whole thing right here is all metal. So, I mean, you're getting good metal content for this. So, I mean, it is worth the price. You know, as they would say, it's worth the price of admission. So, I mean, I'm not complaining one bit whatsoever. And there we go. He's locked up. You know, but yeah, just alone, I can't wait until, because I like to switch back and forth. I like to keep them in their big construction, you know, their big combining mode, and then after that, break them down for like, you know, a few months, and then literally just, you know, have them in their separate modes. Which actually just makes it cool, because one day somebody comes over to the house and sees it, and then they come back 2 months later and they go, wait, didn't you have like a bunch of big robots? Why are they all small? And then you just go, no, they're combiners. And then you go, what? So it's really, it's kind of awesome to get their reactions to this. But alright, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go and transform him, and I'll be back and I will show you Daioja complete and formed. Because, like I said, and I'm not going to lie about this, and at least I'm being truthful with you guys and gals, I'm not going to spend 20 parts to just try to transform this sucker. Because, as I said, Soul Chogokin figures do get a little more complicated. This isn't like take a transformer and give it an 8 for complication. I mean, I have ones that are probably a transformation of 10 if you wanted to give it, because they just have so many parts that got to get switched and around and put this way and that way. But as I said, I'll be right back and you'll see Daioja. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you Daioja in his completed combination transformation. All I have to say about this figure is the engineering still baffles my mind of how they came up with this stuff. This is an awesome figure, period. From everything from the display case, the display stand that they give you for all the weapons, but I mean, I'll get more onto that in a second. But Daioja, I mean, I keep calling them Daioja. Okay. So anyway, Daioja, just totally amazing. I mean, from the extra pieces that they give you, so you can cover things up so that there isn't kibble, there isn't, you know, just things that you don't want to be seen. Like they give you these plates that lock right on. There's plates on the legs that hide a lot of the pieces that are, that actually the arms are up behind this. If I can show you real quick, but like this is what you get after you transform them. They give you pieces that actually you just snap right on and boom, that's it. You know, and I mean, it makes the figure. The engineering is just, process is insane. So yes, if you are interested or don't know or not sure if you should get this figure, I insist you try to get this, because I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. So anyway, now that we're done with Daioja, and we can put him over here, let's focus on the display piece. This is where you actually, and I mean, they don't have to do this, but I mean, with the money you're paying and such, they really even engineer a system for you to put every piece extra, from extra parts that are put for the figures to the weaponry. It's just baffling. Even you can put extra pieces, like I took off the legs for the back so that I can give Daioja a very good clean look. And you can actually just come up with something and boom. But this display is just, again, another thing that you just cannot, you wouldn't even doubt that if it's a figure from the Soul Chogokin series from Bandai, you're going to get a nice, cool display case. Now, not many people put them up. I do. I'm one that loves to do it, and I feel that people should see, because these are the little things that really make anything from Soul Chogokin worth buying. They're museum pieces to me. They're the best quality that you possibly can. I mean, from even every little piece and every fist and even the extra pieces, the clips that just hold certain things, they all have a space for them. I mean, if I had the boxes, I already put the boxes back into the main box and literally put it away. You don't have a piece in that box. So, I mean, yeah, just really awesome. If you ever get a chance to get yourself a Soul Chogokin, I seriously say, take it. Get it. Even if it's for the cheap. I mean, it is worth having, and you might just get addictive. You might just get addicted. So anyway,